Hello friends, I'm Bob and we will be continuing the second video of the series in which we'll try to make something similar to Nuclear Throne. I have already worked on the procedural generation which we saw in the previous video. If you want to learn more details about that, please refer to the previous video of this series. And this is the second video of the series, so we'll be basically working on the player movement. And as I already told in the first video that I'll be concentrating more on the new features, that is the struct and function. The two new features, struct and function, that is introduced in GameMaker 2.3. And I'll be implementing it full-fledgedly in the game so that you not only learn what they are but also see many instances of how they are used and how you can incorporate them into your code. So let's begin. First of all, I'll create a script. In this video basically we'll first look into moving the player. So I'll create a script and call that movement. So the first function, and unlike how it happened previously in GameMaker Studio 2, now the script name is just the script name. You don't have to call it or use it anywhere else. It is just a name. You just can't use spaces, and that is the only restriction. Other than that, it is not used for anything. You can just put a name that is comfortable to you so that if you see it, you can know, okay, I have classified these kind of functions in this script. And this is the function name which you have to call, like scr apply t. Yes. So, and then you have to put two parentheses, a open one and a closing one, and here you will apply the movement to the instance, but we have to pass the instance as an argument, and then how much we have to move in the x direction, that is the vx, velocity x, and the vy. So this is what we have to put in the code, in this function that we are creating. So it's very simple. If vx is equal to 0 and vy, okay, I'll just go with and vy is equal to 0. If vx and vy both are 0, then we don't need to move, so it will just return false. Otherwise we will apply the movement x plus is equal to, but whose x? Yes, instance. You're right. Instance dot x plus is equal to vx and instance dot y plus is equal to vy. And here I have to return true, because the movement is successfully accomplished, so it is returning true, or else it will return false. Now I'll go into the player, but we have to create a couple of structs. Struct is basically a collection of variables, like we can call this as a struct. Our object player is a struct, but these are basically heavyweight. Each one is like 500 bytes, and that is a big size for an object. So to avoid this memory footprint, we will be using the newly introduced lightweight objects by GameMaker. So I'll first create a struct. This is how we create it. Inside this we'll be declaring the member variables, input. So this is basically going to contain the keys for input. So the first one will be left is equal to, we have to put a colon here, left For left we will use odd a. Then I'll just copy paste it, and here we have to put commas, otherwise GameMaker will not compile. And here I have to put right, up and down, and I'll put the respective keys that I want. Up is W and this one is S. Yes, so down is S. Now I'll create another struct named, this will contain the amount and direction in which we have to move. So it will contain an X, is it X, that will be 0, and Y, which will be 0 initially, and then there will be a function, member function, which will be reset is equal to function. Now herein I have to basically set X and Y to 0. X is equal to 0 and Y is equal to 0. It is just going to set X and Y to 0. Okay, it is not compiling, there is some problem. Reset is equal to function. I don't think there is a problem here, but since it is saying, I'll have to look into it. Oh, sorry, here I have to put a colon. Yes, this is the new thing we have to get used to means declare a member variable. We have to put colon. It is not equating it, but it is declaring it as 0 for the first time. Now I'll use this. First of all, I'll reset move every step. Move.reset, this is how I call a function in a struct. This is very much similar to what we do for an object in any other programming language. So I have first set X and Y of move variable, move struct to 0. Now move.x, sorry, yes, if keyboard check input.left move.x is equal to -1. I'll just copy paste this. These are horizontal movement and these are vertical movement. Else if up, yes, so this one is movement. I have handled the movement here. Now what I'll do to simplify it, like it may look complicated like this, but to make the code here look cleaner, because we have to put a lot of stuff here. This function is going to be this step event in the player may be very long, so that is the reason we have to simplify things here, so that we write less code in this step event. So that is the philosophy that I follow. So I'll create another member variable in this that will be bool type, that is only true or false. Is moving, and that will be defaulted to false. Now here also is false, but here I have to put is equal to yes. Now I'll go here and is this is the function that we have created some time back, str apply movement, and this will return false if both the values are 0 and return true if any one value is not 0. You take a look at this if you've forgotten. Now we will go here and str apply movement and id. This is the first parameter that we have to pass the instance, then vx and vy. So in case of vx, and in place of vx and vy, we'll push the move dot vx and move dot x, and although x and y are reserved variables in GameMaker, the compiler will not read them as x and y. Since they are in another struct, it will read them as move.x and move.y. So this is totally valid. Otherwise, till now you can't use x and y for anything other than the position of an instance, but now you can, but within a struct, so that outside the struct it is move.x or the struct.x and struct.y. So that is the reason I have used x and y here, to emphasize on the fact that now you can use health for doing something else. Each character can have his own struct inside which you can put a variable health. So yes, now we'll see if movement is working fine. We'll just see that. Okay, subtype, oh my god, it's throwing some error. I'll have to see what it is. I'll just pause the video for once. Okay, we're back, and here basically due to some reason this is not working. This is throwing error. So what I'll do is I solved it, but I then changed it back so that I can solve it in front of you. So with instance, and now here I'll just put x plus is equal to vx and y plus is equal to vy. For some reason this is working but not the previous one. Now this is working. Okay, this is the str apply movement function that we are looking into. So movement is working. Now what we have to achieve is the player looks towards his movement. So what we'll do is, first of all, we'll animate him. We have basically two sprites of the player. First one is idle and second one is walk. So as the name suggests, we have to put the idle animation in time of when he is not walking, and put the walk animation, walk sprite, when he is walking. So initially we will just set the 0.3, and now if not, oh sorry, this is a mistake. It is not is moving. I have to set the move dot is moving is equal to str apply movement. So if move dot is moving, so the code will go here if the player is moving. So basically I am saying if move input present, because there may be collision and the player may not be moving, but still it will get into this if there is any move input. So what I'll do is, basically I have to set the sprite index is equal to spr. If he is moving, I'll have to set it to player walk, otherwise I'll set it to player idle. And when he is walking, I'll set the image speed to 0.7, and when he is idle, I'll set it to 0.3. We'll see if this is working fine. But also, if he is moving, then if x speed is greater than 0, then is equal to 1. So this one will basically make the player X movement basically. So you will either look right or left, because in this game we will have a player who will look only right or left. So if the movement move.x, we don't have to care about the y, no matter what y input is, we don't have to change the orientation of the player, the x scale of the player. But if the move.x, if he is moving, or if he is pressing the right button, then the player will look to the right, otherwise he will look to the left. But there is a catch here. We'll just see if all these things are working. Sprite index is changing. Yes, the player is walking now. I'll just enlarge it. The player is walking now, and his sprite is SPR player walk. And if he is not walking, then it is idle sprite. So these are working. And when he is facing right, he is basically, when he is facing, when he walks right, he looks right. When he walks left, he looks left. But there is one problem. If I'm moving down while pressing left, looking left, okay, this is working fine. Oh, if I'm moving down while looking right, only down or up, then he is looking to left. So there is a small change that we have to make in the code that will fix this issue. This one we have to paste here, and then it will change the image x scale to -1 only if move.x has a value. If it is 0, it will not. Earlier what was happening, even if it was 0, it was changing it to -1. So that is the reason it basically, the program entered this only if he was moving. That is the reason if I am staying idle, so it doesn't have a problem. But as soon as I move, it starts having a problem. It started having a problem. Now that I have rectified the script, it will no longer have that problem. Now I can move vertically without changing the direction that I was looking to. So if I am looking right and moving up or down, it will not change. If I am looking left and moving only up and down, it will not change. I'll keep looking to the left. So this is the behavior that we wanted. Yeah, so that is all for this video. Thanks a lot guys for staying till the end, and we will be taking this game forward in the next video. Please like, subscribe, and put comment in the comment section on any new things that you want to learn. And I am new to making videos, although I have been using GameMaker from a long time. So please stay tuned and meet you in the next video. Bye bye.